Hello my skeleton friends, welcome to my channel Skeletal Academia. My name is Keith Boyd. I'm a freelance artist and a small business owner based in Los Angeles, producing original art and merchandise of my skeleton magical world. If you're interested in my art, hearing the story of inspiration behind my work, watching the art making process, or just want to hang out with an artist who loves to draw friendly and loving skeletons, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel and my social media. If not, it's totally fine. I still hope you enjoyed this video. For today's video, I'll be drawing these two artwork for my art book. As for the voiceover, I want to share with you my story about my first time meeting a ghost. Do you believe in ghosts, or the spirit of those who already passed? Have you seen or interact with one? This topic always comes up whenever people see my artwork with skeletal elements within. They often ask me, "Ain't you afraid of the dead? How about ghosts? Do you believe in them? Are you afraid of them?" It's hard for me to answer if I completely believe in ghosts being real or not, but I'm pretty sure that I've met them a few times before and the memories is vivid. Because of these encounters that I think ghosts and spirits are real and harmless. Maybe if I tell you my story, you would understand why I see them in such light. By the way, the art I'm working on in this video is not about the story I tell, but they do share similar elements, so I thought, why not just share the process with you? Disclaimer, the following voice discussion might mention supernatural belief and the story of people deceased. Listener discussion is advice. If you want to watch this video without voiceover, I have a link below. The first time I met a ghost was when I was really small. If I remember correctly, at that time I was about 10 or 11 years old. I was taken to the emergency room because of a heavy fever. The hospital I was at was an old historical public hospital for children in Vietnam. I spent time in and out of this hospital so often at the time, so I was very familiar with the situation and the condition of this hospital. But this was the first time that the emergency room was super crowded. Despite my mom already paid the extra fee for a better room, there were at least 10 beds pushed beside each other to fit in the room for other 15 children sharing the beds. The bed that was assigned for me was added and set up near the back door, which led to a shared balcony before exits to the back garden. I laid around waiting for my fever to go down until I heard 5 adults rushing in, carrying a fainted girl. She appeared to be about 14 to 15 years old, like one of my older sisters at that time. I had no idea what happened to her, but since I was a way smaller kid, they wanted me to share my bed. Considering her state, which seems to be much worse than mine, my aunt, who was looking after me at the time, agreed. From sharing the bed to sleeping by the edge of the bed, to then be sent to stay on the balcony right after my fever went down, it seems like the girl needed that bed more than me. My aunt took me to the back hallway and set some thick blankets for me to lay outside, because we didn't think about buying a folded chair. I was laying there enjoying the breeze in the garden, instead of the noise that came from all the emergency rooms. It was so relaxing that I fell asleep. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I looked around and noticed that I was still laying outside the back hallway. Everything became quiet as all of the families had gone inside, and all of the wooden doors of the emergency rooms were shut. My aunt seems to have left to the bathroom since I saw her blankets was still there beside me. The entire hospital was dark because every night they would turn all of the indoor lights off and leave all of the garden street lights on. I can still see everything around me, thanks to those street lights. Based on the silence of the hospital and the public street, I could guess that it was about 2 to 3 a.m. My fever was gone and I had slept for hours already, so I didn't feel sleepy at all. I kept rolling around and looking at my surroundings. Then when I turned to look at the garden, I saw her, the girl who I shared my hospital bed with. She was on her way to the cafeteria, which located at the left end of the garden walking path. Looking at her figure, I thought to myself, she must be heading to shower in the bathhouse, but why shower there so late at night? In the dark with the glowing streetlights above her, she looked so much like an angel. I could see her white dress and her long black hair down. She looked so beautiful and sweet. And I noticed how fast and smooth she was moving. I remember this really vividly because I thought that she was skating, the sport that I was really into at that time. However, I couldn't confirm since there were fence bushes divided the garden path. Trying to look through the bushes, I thought that I saw her sliding, if not flying. I was a bit surprised, but I didn't look away at all. I kept staring at her until she disappeared in the distance when she exits the lights of the street lamp. I thought about her while waiting for my aunt to come back, but she took too long, so I fell back asleep. When I woke up, I saw that I was put back into my hospital bed. The girl who I shared my bed with was gone. A lot of the beds in the emergency room were empty too. It seems as if all the kids went home and had transferred to a different room. The room was no longer crowded. Then my aunt came in with a bucket of water for me to wash my face. I asked her, "Auntie, when did you move me back?" She said that she moved me back in the morning when the sun was coming up. Although the bed was empty earlier than that, she left me sleep in the back hallway because the air was fresh and nice, compared to the air in the emergency room, which I agreed. I then asked her, "Where's the sister that was sharing the bed with me? Did she went home?" My aunt didn't tell me anything, and she just told me to brush my teeth, so I thought that maybe she didn't know either. I was laying around doing some origami waiting for my mom to visit. Then a couple of adults who I had also seen the day before came in to visit their kids in the bed next to mine. While they were talking, I overheard their conversation pointing at my bed. Yesterday, the girl who was laying on that bed passed away at 2 because she was having a heart failure. Then they proceed to talk about how she constantly went into shaken mode multiple times and how her family already expected something to happen, and she was gone. After I heard that, I was so shocked and went speechless for the whole day. I waited until my aunt talked to my mom about it so I could confirm again. 2 a.m. was around the time I saw her out in the garden. I tried to remember everything. I asked myself, how was she dead when she was so lively and looking so pretty last night? Everything was so clear in my mind that I was sure I was not dreaming. Then when my aunt told my mom about it, I spoke up about seeing the girl last night at about the same time. My aunt, who also believed in supernatural events, told me that, "Oh, the girl might have come to say farewell to you, and thanks you for giving up your bed for her. What a sweet girl." For a very long time, I still think about the reason that I was able to see her. After a few more ghost encounters, I start to believe that there are ghosts in this world. They exist through each of our perception. There are a few keys in anthropology that can explain this. First, perception and reality. Factors such as psychological state, environmental conditions, and cultural background all play a role in shaping how a person perceives and interprets their experience. It is really depending on how I want to believe to conclude if I really see a ghost. In this case, yes, I want to believe that she came to say farewell to me before she left, to then make me believe that her spirit was real. Second key, cultural construction of reality. In some cultures, beliefs in ghosts are deeply ingrained, and these beliefs shape how individuals perceive and interpret unusual phenomena. Like 2 of my aunts, for example, assure me that the girl I met that night was a ghost. Third, confirmation bias. Humans have a tendency to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs, while ignoring or discounting evidence that contradicts these beliefs. Because I didn't want this bias, sometimes I still doubt myself, thinking that I was just imagining things, or I was just dreaming. After that incident, I talk about it to my friends and family so many times so I wouldn't forget. Honestly, I was sad and scared because that poor girl passed away when she was so young. But I was still happy that she went to a better place and didn't have to suffer anymore. I will always be grateful that I was able to meet her before she left. I want to keep this memory of her with me forever, because I do believe that by remembering someone even after they have passed away, it is the best way to keep their spirit alive and ensure that their journey to their next life goes smoothly. We have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my story about meeting the ghost. Before you go, I want to tell you about the project I've been working on. The drawing process you have been watching belongs to my future art book about skeletal academia. It's my passion project, which I have been developing the story and concept for many years now. Within this book is the story of a girl named Evil. She grew up covered in misunderstanding and mistreatments from others. Throughout her growth, she became more self-aware and acknowledged who she is, and she also learned to embrace her difference and cultivate self-love. While working on this book, I'll be sending out exclusive postcards from my Patreon. This package of 4 postcards are rewards for March and April. You can watch the drawing process for March artwork in the video I link below. Those who join my Patreon will get to read the rough draft story and meaning behind each artwork. Additionally, my Patreon digital tier members will also get the phone wallpapers and printable coloring pages. If you're curious, please check out my Patreon. All profits will help support my creative journey. And if you don't want to join my Patreon, you can also purchase for this pack the Patreon postcard on my shop. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know by leaving a like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, please take care. Bye.